Kevin Costner's relationship history, marriages, divorces, on-set affairs, and J-Lo rumors explained.
Kevin Costner is one of Hollywood's all-time legends, a man renowned for crafting passionate stories beyond the limits of mainstream cinema. A ladies' man legend had come before him in his life, with celebrity girlfriends counted in their hundreds. In a most surprising turn of events, at the age of 68, he publicly declared that there was only one person in his life who was first in his heart. But before venturing into this remarkable association, let us discuss some of his most interesting love affairs, starting with the spiciest. Cindy Silva. Amidst the lively and bustling environment of California State University, Fullerton, Kevin Costner's romance began to grow during his early years when he first had the delight of meeting the beautiful Cindy Silva. This was the start of a wonderful and developing romance that soon grew into a captivating love story, one that would not only affect their lives, but also grab the attention of millions of men and women everywhere across the globe. Costner's profound and sincere love for Cindy radiated brightly, manifesting not only in his life, but also through the characters he played, where he always depicted her as a remarkable woman who had more beauty, intelligence, and kindness than he could ever imagine having for himself. The romance of the two flourished and peaked in a joyous wedding ceremony in 1978. Their union became a fairy tale love story, blessed with 3 beautiful children: Annie, Lily, and Joe. Like most Hollywood power couples, however, their affair later faced issues that would prove to challenge the durability of their marriage. Even if they did their best to keep their affair, the pair issued a statement declaring their breakup in 1994, ending their 16-year relationship. Their later split-off was the subject of fanatical media scrutiny. Gossip began to circulate about Costner's alleged affair with a number of other celebrities, including Michelle Amaral. The gossip put additional strain on their already strained relationship and ultimately resulted in the formal dissolution of their marriage. Their divorce action concluded with a tabloid splash in a settlement reported to have cost $80 million, one of the biggest Hollywood divorce settlements ever. In a truly breathtaking display of remarkable integrity, Costner boldly bucked the prevailing trend during a 1995 interview. He demonstrated an unbelievable level of maturity by openly acknowledging and accepting that he was, in fact, the primary reason for the unfortunate collapse of his marriage. With genuine emotional depth, he took the time to describe his profound regret for having caused such immense pain and suffering to both Cindy and his children. In answering and ultimately dismissing the various rumors and gossip that have been circulating regarding his personal life, he categorically denied any direct meeting or dealing with Michelle Amaral. He also made it clear that, aside from this case, he also denied all rumors regarding other supposed romantic relationships, including that with Angie Everheart and the heiress who is a relative of a wealthy casino tycoon. But Costner held on to his timeless and enduring love for Cindy, proclaiming his eternal passion for her with sincerity. He openly expresses his deep gratitude for the unfaltering and ever-present support she provided him in the challenging early days of his life as a struggling young actor, attempting to make a name for himself in the extremely competitive Hollywood environment. Yet, just as Costner seemed to have set the record straight, a fresh wave of rumors threatened to upend everything once more. Whispers of a surprising new connection began to surface, casting fresh doubt on the truth. Could there be another chapter to Costner's story that no one saw coming? Meera Svino. Shocking news about Kevin emerged during his divorce proceedings. The situation further became a soap opera when rumors of a potential romance with acclaimed actress Meera Svino were raised. Initially, they were dismissed as rumors, but these soon gained considerable credibility. Their relationship was supposed to have started around the start of the 1990s, and it was widely believed that the turning point of 1993 was the year when their lives took a dramatic turn, as the two met at one of the high-profile Hollywood events filled with glamour and sophistication. With their mutual business backgrounds in such a vast entertainment business, along with sharing an interest in artistic endeavors and creative expression, there was an instant rapport created between them that grew quickly into an even more profound and deeper level of understanding. However, although their feelings were deep, their romance itself was relatively short-lived in nature and could not withstand the test of time. During this specific period, Svino was busy focusing on cementing her status as an up-and-coming star in the Hollywood scene. Thus, the rigorous media attention and publicity that had once surrounded their love affair began to slowly but surely diminish, practically vanishing into the dynamic and forever-shifting sands of Tinseltown. Pegy Trentini. Pegy Trentini was yet another favorite face in the entertainment industry of the 1980s and 1990s. She gained popularity by penning a candid memoir, Once Upon a Star, Celebrity Kiss, and Tell Stories. Trentini was very courageous in sharing her own story with Kevin, which she penned as an instant attraction, evolving into a serious relationship. Their relationship lasted from 1993 to 1994, and she chronicled everything about it in her book in minute detail, giving readers a behind-the-scenes glimpse into their love affair. Halib Berry. The tale takes another twist with the introduction of Halib Berry, whose relationship with Kevin was part of Hollywood lore.
Kevin Costner, 1989. Hallie and Kevin Costner were rumored to have had a fling in 1989. However, like Hollywood Life states, there's not much to confirm these two truly dated.
There had been speculation that Kevin Costner may have been embroiled in a potentially controversial love affair with the gifted actress Halib Berry, while he was still married to Silva. Even though this never received official sanction, the said involvement purportedly began taking shape around 1989, when Berry was at the beginning of her acting career. Having only just emerged on the scene via a stint in 12 episodes of Living Dolls, she was barely beginning to leave her mark in the entertainment industry. The fact that neither Costner nor Berry ever made public statements regarding these long-standing rumors has served to fuel even more the aura of intrigue surrounding the alleged romance. Despite the fact that there have not been any official statements, they have remained friends and have habitually appeared together at any given social gathering and business function. These appearances have consequently contributed to the constant speculation surrounding their romance, with people still questioning whether or not their relationship is something more. Hallie's speculations about dating Kevin have been far from silenced throughout the years, and another page in the complicated personal history of Kevin was added. Bobby Jean Brown. Bobby Jean Brown established herself in the entertainment industry, standing out among the rest because of her dual career as both an actress and a model. She proceeded to pen a memoir entitled Dirty Rocker Boy, Love and Lust on the Sunset Strip, in which she provided an unapologetic account of her affair with Kevin Costner. Brown provided readers with an unprecedented glimpse into the extent of their interactions, which earned her a raw account that was nothing short of phenomenal. But just when the noise began to settle, another unexpected name surfaced. Joan London. A respected journalist with a stellar reputation, her link to Costner added a surprising twist. Was this just another fleeting headline, or something far more significant behind the scenes? Joan London. Kevin Costner's romance was nothing short of a phenomenal roller coaster ride that captivated the imagination of the entire country during the vibrant mid-1990s. One of the most distinctive and singular incidents that emerged in 1995 would ultimately change the landscape of his personal life forever, profoundly impacting his private world and simultaneously capturing the public's fascination throughout this incredible and transformative period. At this very interesting period of his life, the renowned Kevin Costner was placed in the esteemed company of the highly acclaimed and gifted Joan London. To those who might not know much about her very impressive past and accomplishments, it should be noted that London was a very exceptional American journalist, a very prolific writer with many works to her credit, and an internationally acclaimed television personality who, throughout the years, had left an indelible stamp on television history that will not easily be forgotten. Her finest and most distinguished accomplishment was hosting the extremely popular and top-rated morning television show Good Morning America on ABC. She skillfully managed this high-ranking position with great expertise from 1980 to 1997, when she established herself as one of the most distinguished and highly regarded figures in American television history. The relationship between London and Costner developed and expanded at a very rapid pace, and their initial meeting was soon converted into a well-established and healthy relationship. However, despite the fact that their early relationship was built upon a strong and sound foundation, their love relationship ultimately turned out to be relatively short-lived when compared to the overall duration of their relationship. The main reason for the breakup of the couple was the complete submersion that Costner went through in doing the publicity work for his ambitious Waterworld movie. He was constantly nagged by the relentless paparazzi, and the soap opera of celebrity was also constantly kept boiling to a large extent by the all-pervading media frenzy surrounding him. The tension-filled relationship ultimately made them split. Elle Macpherson. In 1995, Kevin Costner embarked on a new and thrilling chapter of his love life, marking a turn in his personal life. As 1996 set in, it brought along with it a sense of hope and optimism for Costner, as he showed a definite desire to say goodbye to the solitary life that had been taking over his life for a few months prior. Costner's heart was rendered peace and tranquility by the company of Elle Macpherson, who had already become an Australian legend known for her multifaceted career as a successful businesswoman, TV presenter, model, and great actress.
You know, that was a business model that was very successful for many years. I've actually just recently walked away from that licensing model because I really want to invest in businesses.
Their romance began with unbelievable passion and continued to capture the imagination of the people in a short span of time. Their affair progressed a little bit quicker, developing in a way that was evident to everybody who knew them, and people could witness their blossoming relationship on a daily basis as they hung out together. It did not take even a few months of courting, which is normally a serious period for most, before they were sure of what their future held and had a very strong sense of certainty about what the future had in store for them. They made a wonderful choice, one that would change their lives forever, to unite and become one as a couple, sharing their lives in a deep and profound way. Costner could not help but have his inner feelings for his new sweetheart, feeling an extremely powerful and overwhelming love that he could barely keep under wraps. In a tender and loving show of true affection, he lovingly conveyed his emotions by stating, "I feel I have met my equal with this beautiful woman." Such beautifully sincere words touched deeply within the hearts of his loyal fans and immediately became the compelling topic of their newfound romance. Carla Bruni. Kevin was like a butterfly, elegantly flitting from one romantic liaison to the next with ease. After his breakup with Macpherson in the year 1997, he dove headlong into the wide world of love and romance. The media had already solidified his image as a prolific womanizer, and yet, in the midst of all the hearsay, the question that seared everyone's lips was that of who his next romantic interest would be. But in a turn of events that took many of his fans by surprise, he soon found himself in a torrid affair with the ravishing Carla Bruni. She was an educated French-Italian lady who had obtained a number of distinguished titles as an ex-model and talented singer. Bruni was a top-class supermodel of the pioneering type, and she had emerged as everyone's coveted first choice among top actors. While critics viewed this particular relationship as a possible sign that Costner was finally achieving some measure of stability and settling down in his personal life, it was somewhat ironic to note the fact that Bruni had an even more diverse and multifaceted dating history than her new beau. Witnesses and commentators tended to note frequently that Bruni's former partners comprised a virtual who's who of influential figures, both within the entertainment industry and the political sphere, highlighting the amazing range and high visibility of her past associations. Throughout her life, she had been able to form friendships with a list of big names, from the globally iconic rock star Mick Jagger and the globally renowned musician and multi-award-winning Eric Clapton, to even Donald Trump, who would soon assume office as president. Just as things with Bruni began to cool, another name surfaced, one less flashy, but far more intriguing. Who was this woman of quiet power and deep roots, and how did she manage to succeed where so many others had failed? Bridget Rooney. The man did not cease to exhibit his butterfly-like behaviors, moving from one relationship to the next. And after his breakup with Carla, he set out on another love quest in the dating world. His pursuit of a new and serious relationship ultimately brought him to the beautiful Bridget Rooney. She was not just any woman. She was a woman of substance and respectability, hailing from the renowned family that owned and efficiently managed the iconic Pittsburgh Steelers football franchise. Not many members of the general public would have recognized her from her small part in the 2011 film titled Zombie or Not Zombie. The two of them had a very unique relationship, primarily due to the fact that it was one of the select few that was capable of maintaining an aura of privacy, which was achieved by both of them at all times having a high respect for each other's personal boundaries and discretion. The records available show that the initiation of their love affair was sometime between the years 1995 and 1996, although there is some uncertainty and speculation regarding the exact dates when they initially met. The point to note is that the general public would have remained, by and large, ignorant of these particular facts if it had not been for the pushing intrusion of the paparazzi, who could have given them the potential for greater privacy. Although Rooney and Costner did make considerable efforts to keep their love affair concealed from the eyes of the media and the attention of the public, the unavoidable risks inherent in celebrity life ensure that such occurrences necessarily create a great deal of interest and become the focus of front-page news. The aspect that renders this chapter in Kevin Costner's romantic life so distinctively unforgettable is that it led to the 1996 birth of Bridget Rooney's son. This son was not just an ordinary child. He was named Liam Costner, which unmistakably attributed biological father-son status to Kevin Costner. But initial headway on a functional relationship between Costner and Liam was not forthcoming. In a completely unexpected turn of events that nobody saw coming, Costner was in a position where he initially declined to accept paternity of the child, regarding the accusation as a serious and grave one that he could not possibly take lightly. This was his unwavering stance for a long while, but all that changed when Rooney indicated she was willing to have a paternity test conducted to clear the air. As soon as the test results were laid bare, which unmistakably established the biological connection of Costner to Liam, The actor took strong and concrete steps towards guaranteeing his son's future welfare by making provisions for the establishment of a trust fund that would guarantee him financial stability. That was the extent of his participation in the matter, for their communications and interactions were significantly limited and defined when it involved being in public. Naomi Campbell. Kevin Costner's long-standing fascination with supermodels arrived as a significant milestone in the story of his love life. The romance he had with Naomi Campbell, who surprisingly began her high-profile modeling career at the incredibly tender age of only 15.
At just 15, she was discovered and quickly became the face of high-fashion campaigns.
Became an undeniable milestone in the story of his life. Her exceptional intellectual capabilities, breathtakingly gorgeous looks, and inborn sense of style took her to instant central status in the world of fashion during the vibrant days of the mid-1990s. The period under discussion was highlighted by a continuous flow of gossip about the possibilities of a scandal involving both Campbell and Costner, as Campbell's private life was a topic of immense fascination and interest to the general population at large, mainly due to her multitude of high-profile romantic affairs. Besides the rumored intimate relationship with Costner, rumors were also present about her dating Adam Clayton, the talented bass player renowned for his exceptional talent and work for the iconic rock group U2. It must also be stated here that she was still clinging to a romance with Flavio Briatore, a high-profile name from the world of Formula One racing, in her already complicated personal life. Campbell is currently reported to be in a relationship with Louis C. Camilleri, a Maltese entrepreneur. Michelle Amaral. After the conclusion of his love relationship with Campbell, Costner began a new chapter in his love life by dating Michelle Amaral. She is a well-known hula dancer, and the two met when he was engaged in work-related endeavors in Hawaii. Amaral, who not only enjoyed a flourishing career as a performer in show business, but also took on the role of devoted mother to 2 children, was caught up in a major scandal. The New York Daily News saw fit to print an in-depth investigative story about the claimed meetings at the Mount Alani Hotel, where Amaral was said to have slipped out quietly from the luxurious villa owned by Costner, which is renowned for its over-the-top amenities and high-end accommodations. She made an impression far from the dance floor, since she was featured in Departure magazine as a tribute to her worldwide exposure as a hula instructor and for taking her island's premier soloist award. The affair's news had some grave consequences, such as the dismissal of a Waterworld project employee who had informed Costner's wife, Cindy Silva, about the affair. Costner claimed that his sit-down with Amaral was actually about career matters, being greatly troubled by the adverse impact that the glare of celebrity was having on her life. He wasn't tight-lipped. This woman has done nothing wrong and yet has had to share the harsh light of celebrity with me. Further, he even expressed embarrassment, continuing to say, "I feel embarrassed, and I don't think there's one thing I can do to make her life better." Angie Everheart. During the mid-1990s, Costner's private life became the subject of extensive and aggressive media coverage that garnered enormous public interest. The tale became even more dramatized and sensationalized since the public was inundated with flying rumors regarding his alleged love affair with actress Angie Everheart. Speculation ran high among observers and fans alike with the sensational account of Costner dining with Everheart, an otherwise innocent act that was being assigned peculiar meaning and attention in light of her own recent modeling appearance in the hugely popular Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, not to mention her upcoming guest appearance in the leading contender, Playboy magazine, in 2000. The mystery was yet further increased as reports of Costner's emerging romance with Everheart fueled a maelstrom of rumors of possible overtures toward reconciliation with his previous wife, Cindy Silva, in a further escalation of complexity to the situation. But just when the Everheart drama seemed to reach its peak, another name crashed into the spotlight. One tied not only to Costner, but also to another Hollywood heavyweight. Could this next alleged romance really have sparked tensions with one of the industry's most powerful couples? Kelly Preston. 1999 was especially eventful for Costner on a personal level. A new beginning was marked when news of his rumored affair with Kelly Preston, his co-star in the film For the Love of the Game, hit the headlines. The rumors hit quick, and everyone was bringing it into the spotlight like crazy. Things got even more complicated and problematic when it was reported by the National Enquirer that Preston's husband at the time, John Travolta, was allegedly feeling very disturbed about the circulating rumors that had surrounded his wife's name. In the meantime, both Costner and Preston decided to keep mum and did not comment on the rumors. Their intentional silence only helped to further spark and fuel a mounting wave of speculation about the nature of the relationship they had with each other. Christine Baumgartner. Kevin Costner's consistent visibility in the limelight of the entertainment industry has been a continuous and vibrant aspect of his highly successful career, which has continued for a number of decades. However, recently, he has been struggling as he navigates some new and challenging circumstances in his personal life that are turning out to be highly trying. His marriage to Christine Baumgartner, which officially began in the year 1998, is a deep and profound experience in his life. One that represents a chapter that he very much treasures. The duo's association, in fact, traces back in history to the year 1996, when Costner was completely and intimately engaged in the problematic production of his film Tin Cup, which turned out to be a milestone project in his oeuvre. Their educational background is tied together by one thing. Both are successful alumni of California State University, Fullerton, where Baumgartner has a bachelor's degree in business administration. Formality in their wedding and union was in 2004, in Aspen, Colorado. Costner's sprawling 160-acre ranch, the Dunbar, was a grand display of their willingness to settle down with each other. However, their path to matrimony was tainted with a myriad of serious problems. Costner's hesitation to carry on his familial bloodline resulted in a protracted courtship, which was ultimately interrupted by a brief breakup that occurred on the brink of getting engaged. In a candid, open, and honest sit-down interview with Closer Weekly in 2018, he took the opportunity to delve into the silent fears and worries that he harbored about becoming a dad. "Fear made me not want to marry Christine," he confessed unabashedly. "She wanted a child, but I was afraid I'd be a bad dad." These deeply profound confessions exposed a significantly vulnerable side of Costner's character that had not been openly recognized previously. After this significant revelation, it became clear that his priorities had undergone a marked and evident change. During the year 2011, he took a daring and drastic step to leave the acting profession for a considerable period of 4 years, choosing instead to spend his time and energy on the valuable work of building and developing his family life. This dedication towards his family was further intensified during the record-breaking COVID-19 period in the year 2020, when he showed unmatched commitment towards maintaining the safety and well-being of his family members. In 2022, there was a dramatic twist of fate that took many by surprise when Radar Online released a report in which it was declared that Baumgartner had issued an ultimatum regarding Costner's continued efforts on the highly popular television show Yellowstone. This developing drama later led to breaking news on May 2nd with the announcement that Baumgartner had decided to file for divorce.
Listen, they're smart people. Whatever they're doing, they'll figure it out. But yeah, I had come up with two possible endings.
After an impressive 18-year run in marriage. Although a spokesperson for Costner has formally requested that privacy be respected during this difficult time, citing circumstances beyond his control, it has been disclosed that both wives have indeed petitioned for joint custody regarding the 3 children the couple has in common. The family's main home, located in Ventura, California, remains a testament to the life they built and the memories they shared throughout the years. The story came to a close with the dramatic turn of events of the imposition of a prenuptial agreement in September 2023, which can be seen as the last chapter in their book. But just when it seemed like the final curtain had dropped on Costner's love life, a new spark quietly ignited. After all the heartbreak and legal drama, could he really be opening his heart again, this time to someone from an entirely different world? Juel Kilchure. After the harrowing experience of his divorce, Kevin Costner embarked on a challenging period of lows and depression. However, as time passed, his life took an unexpected and surprising turn towards romance again. His new romance was with none other than the stunning and talented vocalist Juel Kilchure, who has captivated numerous people with her voice and personality. What makes this budding relationship so intriguing is the strange and interesting way in which it developed, exposing the nature of their relationship. Richard Branson, a celebrated entrepreneur with a portfolio of successful businesses and a mutual friend to both individuals in question, volunteered to bring them together by making a diplomatic invite. This was to his stunningly beautiful private villa, which is located on the peaceful Necker Island in the Caribbean, a place known for its awe-inspiring vistas and luxurious atmosphere. The media were able to take some iconic photographs that beautifully captured this blossoming romance between the two. One of the most dramatic and striking photographs was taken at a very memorable moment when the Oscar winner showed clear signs of affection, with his arms around Juel's waist in a warm and loving embrace. Aside from this amazing photograph, other photos captured the couple as they participated in various group activities together, further capturing and portraying the development of their relationship as it continued to grow and blossom over time. The two flourished and came alive during the time they spent on Necker Island, as the Thanksgiving holiday weekend turned out to be a turning and defining moment that would dictate the tone of their relationship going forward. During the weekend, various onlookers commented that Juel was becoming increasingly intrigued and captivated by the country western songs and music that were among the repertoire of Costner. Though their relationship was such that it had a combination of fun, it was not built up to the extent of seriousness. Daily Mail interviewees said that Juel had a clear weakness for very masculine men, and her attraction to Costner's country western persona was strongest. Now, both of them share only a friendship-like relationship, rather than searching for something serious. The public has come to adore Richard Branson's behind-the-scenes role of uniting them, maybe because he has been best buddies with both of them for so long. His invitation to Necker Island was a welcome distraction for Costner from his recent breakup. Informants to the scandal have come forward and disclosed that Richard Branson was solely responsible for orchestrating the romance between Kevin and Juel. Her longtime friendship with Branson and the fact that he was closely related to Costner in the 1990s provided the ideal environment for this most likely affiliation. The first signs of their romance started to appear when they were both attending a philanthropic fundraising scheme by Juel. The chemistry between them was heightened even further when they took part in some recreation, that is, playing tennis with renowned entrepreneur Richard Branson. Locals could not help but notice the genuine chemistry that seemed to be between the pair of them, with some onlookers even going so far as to call their lively exchange flirtatious in nature. A vast majority of bystanders voted with their opinion that it seemed quite apparent they could quite possibly be the ideal match for one another. We have now come to the end of today's video. Tell us your thoughts in the comment section down below. And we'll see you in our next video.